Hello friends, today we are going to learn tenses, the most and basic grammar topic. Now tense is defined as a form of a verb that gives the relation between time and action. It gives us the relationship between this time and action. Now time is what? It is a duration of a work, and action it is a work and action is the work done. So whichever work we have done, that is what our action, and the duration of our work or our action, that is what time. Now tense gives us the time when the action is done. Now this time is divided into three categories, that is present time, that means right now whatever time we are living in, that is what present. Past, which has passed, and future, that is yet to come, which is going to come, that is what future time. Now according to this time, tenses are divided. They are majorly divided into three categories, the same as time, that is present, past and future, but they are further divided into 16 tenses, that means four different categories, and both are these all of them are same. Okay, so present, past and future, three major tense, and they are divided into these four categories, that is indefinite or simple, continuous or progressive, perfect or perfect continuous. So when we talk about present, so that means present indefinite present tense or simple present tense, continuous present or progressive present, perfect present or perfect continuous present. Same thing applies here. Past indefinite past, continuous past, perfect continuous past, simple future, continuous future, perfect continuous future. Now today in this video we are going to talk about simple present. We are going to talk about present tense, and first we'll see this simple present tense. Now simple present tense, it is, I think, the only one tense which has so many usages than any other tenses. The verb form of simple present tense is V1 or V1 plus S or ES. Now why V1 plus S or ES I have mentioned, because wherever you will find third person singular, that means he, she or it, then you have to write S or ES at the end of the verb. Now where to write S or where to write ES? Now these are the very basic, there are basic rules. If you remember the rules which are applicable for singular to plural, so the same rules apply here. In singular plural we used to add S or ES at the end of the noun, but here we have to add it at the end of the verb wherever we find third person singular subject. Okay, now let's see some of the usages. First is that to express habitual action, habit or custom. So wherever you find habitual action, habit or any kind of custom, rules or regulations, in that kind of situation you can go for a simple present tense. That is, look at this example. I watch TV on Sunday. I watch TV on Sunday. Now how we can find it out that which tense is used? The basic the answer is by looking at the verb form. Now look at this verb form. It is in V1 form, that means it is a root form, right? So wherever you find the root form or V1 form, it is the example of simple present tense. Now let's see another example. She gets up every morning at 6 o'clock. She gets up every morning at 6 o'clock. Now look at this word, gets up. Why s is written here? Because our subject is third person singular, that is she. Okay, that's the reason. So now it is the habit of the girl that she every morning gets up at 6 o'clock. It is her habit. Now this one is also a habit that I watch TV on Sunday. That means I watch TV on every Sunday. It's my habit or my habitual action. Okay, last example. My shop opens at 9 o'clock. Now, these are the customs, these are the rules. So, I have I have maintained certain custom for my shop that it generally opens at 9 o'clock only. So in this condition, to express habitual habit action or habit or custom, we can go for simple present tense. Let's see another use of simple present tense. Okay, to talk about general or universal truth or scientific facts. To talk about general or universal truth or a scientific fact. Now, general truth or universal truth. Now, universal truth, which are universe, the whole universe believe in those facts, on those truth, they are known as universal truth or eternal truth or a scientific fact. They always in that kind of situation we can use simple present tense. For example, earth revolves around the sun. Now it is a universal truth that the earth always revolves around the sun. The sun never revolves around the earth, right? So it's a universal truth. The whole universe believes in it, and that's why whenever it comes this kind of situation, we can use simple present tense. Now look at this, revolves. Why s is there? Because earth is given. Earth, third person singular, it. Let's see another example. Tapi flows in Surat. Tapi river, right? Tapi flows in Surat. Now it is also a very general geographical fact is that wherever you will find a geographical fact or universal truth or scientific facts, we will use simple present tense. Next, use to indicate a future event. To indicate a future event which is a part of a plan or arrangement, then also we can go for simple present tense. Now how? Let's see. The school reopens next week. Look at this word, next week. That means the upcoming week. Now it shows the future event. Yes, future time. And the same thing, now the school is going to reopen next week. If we don't want to use future, then we can go for which future events, which is a part or a plan or arrangement is there, we can go for simple present tense. So the school reopens next week. Next example, the examination examination commences next month. Again, next month this examination is going to commence, not now. Okay, then also we can use simple present tense because it is totally planned. This event is totally planned, this event is totally arranged, so we can use simple present tense, otherwise not. Now one more thing that you have to focus, that is the sentence structure. Now basically any simple sentences in English language, any simple sentences, it has SVO pattern. SVO pattern. S that is subject, V that is verb, O that means object, and if other words are there then you can also use. So SVO pattern is there. Now in tenses, what we have to look here, that is only we have to focus here, that is verb only. So Every tenses has a different formation of a verb. They use different helping verbs as well, supporting verbs as well, but they have the different formation of the verb. Now in simple present, as we know that it has always V1 or V1 plus S or ES form. So here S plus V1 or V1 plus S or ES plus O plus other words, right? So that kind of sentence structure you will find in simple present tense. Look at this sentence. The school subject is here, reopens, verb plus S or ES. Next week, it is not the object, but these are the other verbs, other words, right? Let's see the next one. The examination again subject commence, it is a verb. Next month, that is other words. I hope you understand what am I talking. What is subject, what is verb, what is object in a sentence. The subject is a doer of an action. The verb is an action. Object is the receiver of an action. And other words, they describes or modifies they gives the time or place, location, or any kind of other extra information. Anyways, let's go next further to express what is actually taking place at the present time. So whatever action which is taking place at the present time, we can at that kind of situation to describe those action we can use simple present tense. For example, the child runs. So now the child is running. Okay, to describe this action which is just taking place at this present time. Okay, so that kind of in that those situations we can use simple present tense. The child runs. Why as is given here? Because the child is here. It is a singular form of. It could be feminine or masculine. It is neutral noun. Anyways, next here comes the rains. Okay, so rain is coming here right now. So to describe this present action we can use simple present. To introduce quote or to say proverb. So wherever we use to introduce, we go for quote or we say any kind of proverb, generally it comes in the simple present tense only. For example, Nelson Mandela says courage is an absence of fear but an overcome on it. So courage is not the absence of the fear but an overcome on it. So Nelson Mandela, the great person, right? First black African, first president of South Africa, and he quote these lines. So this is the quotation. Wherever you find this kind of, look at this is there, right? So it describes the present tense. Next is honesty is the best policy. It's again a proverb, and the tense of this proverb is in simple present tense. To describe past events. Now earlier we have seen that if the future events are well planned or that is already arranged, we can go use present tense in that situation. Here to describe past event, in order to make the description seem more vivid or real, to make it more dramatic or melodramatic or more vivid, more colorful, more real, we can use simple present tense. Okay, to describe, so it is just the you wherever you will find any kind of narration, wherever you are talking about your any kind of event, and to describe it, to give it more touch of vividness, or to make it bit realistic, you can use this simple present tense. Example is given here. I take a tea bag. I dip it in a cup of hot water. I mix it. the tea gets ready. So now this whole event is the past story, right? So someone is telling his or her story, but to make it more realistic, he or she has used simple present tense, so one can feel such intensity of the action. So that is the solely purpose here. The next use is that in the exclamatory sentences that begins with here or with there, you can use simple present tense. For example, here you go. Go is here, right? V1. There you are, right? So in this kind of situation, you can use simple present tense. In running commentary also you will find simple present tense. In cricket commentary, all the runners, or any kind of sports commentary or any kind of thing, all the runners are bunched together. So all the runners are gathered together, bunched together. So look at this, are is here, used here, right? So in running commentary you will find simple present tense. In the newspaper headlines also you will find those kind of things. Example is here, India wins the international T20 cricket tournament. Look at this verb, wins. V1 plus S is here because India is given, right? Singular third person. So that's the reason S is given. So in this newspaper headline you will find simple present tense. Apart from this, you can also use simple present tense to give your preference or like dislike, right? For example, like I like cooking, I like watching TV, I don't like cooking, that kind of thing. You can also go use simple present tense there. Now the negative formation of the simple present tense, as the simple present tense didn't use it use only V1. Okay, it doesn't have any kind of helping verb or supporting verb with it. So in that condition we require do or does wherever we are forming negative sentences or interrogative sentences. We require do or does wherever we are forming negative sentence or interrogative sentence. Now where to use do or where to use does, I hope you know that wherever you will find he, she, it, that means third person singular, you can go for does, and with the rest of the subject we can use do. Now if you don't remember does or do, one trick I can give you, that you have to first you have to remember that with the third person singular we have to use s or es. Now look at this word do or does. So wherever third person singular is there we have to use s or es, so do will become does. That's it. Es we have to add because o is the ending later. Anyways, I think you are big enough to get such tips. Sorry. Okay. So the sentence structure is same, but here along with this we require do or does. So after subject we will use do or does. After the supporting verb we will need not to make it negative, and whenever in negative or interrogative sentences even use only V1. Don't write s or es at the end of the verb. Okay, only in negative or interrogative sentences, otherwise you have to write down s or es. Okay, now let's see the example. Reena likes music. Reena likes music. Now look at this word underlined, likes. Why likes is there? Because Reena is the third person singular, she. So how we will frame Reena does not like, the same structure is here. Why Reena does not like? because third Rina is the third person singular. If you don't remember this, look at this word likes is given, so we have to cut s here, we have to put es here, then we will go with not and the rest of the verb. So Rina does not like music. Now look at this, wherever I'm using does, only V1 will come. In any of these below sentences you won't find s or es at the end of the verb. Okay, next sentence, we write letters. We do not write letters. They dance in the hall. They do not dance in the hall. Write more sentences. Interrogative sentences. Now the same thing is going to apply here. What we'll have to do, we'll have to put this do or does at the beginning of the sentence, and the rest of the things will get pushed back. So after do does, the same as V1 O plus O W, right? Rina likes, same examples I have used here. Rina likes music. Does Rina likes music? So we'll have to put does or do or does at the beginning, and then the rest of the thing will remain there. Look at the sequences of the sentence. Does Rina likes music? Do we write letters? Sorry, we write letters. Now we is not third person singular, so we can use do. So do we write letters? Question mark. They dance in the hall. Along with they, what will we use? Do. So do they dance in the hall? It's quite simple. Okay, now let's continue with the present continuous tense. So now this word continuous, it shows the progressiveness of particular thing. It shows the continuousness of particular thing. So we are talking about tense that is even present. So present, which is present, that means right now. Now right now something is continuous, some action is continuous. So though to describe those action, we need this present continuous tense. It's very easy tense compared to simple present when it comes to sentence structure and usages. Okay, the verb form is MR or M is R plus V4. V4, that means ing form of the verb, right? So is MR plus V4, this is the verb form. Now sentence structure of this present continuous tense. As I told you, SVO pattern is there. Now we have to focus on the verb only. So here the verb form in present continuous tense, the verb form is MR plus V4. The same thing I have written here, which I have even underlined it. Same thing. Otherwise pattern is SVO, right? Now let's see some of the usages of the present continuous tense. To describe an action that is happening right now at the time of speaking. So right now we are speaking something, and wherever you are speaking the action that someone is doing this, someone is doing that, I am doing that, or you are doing that, at that time, at the speaking time, that describe is just going on, that action is just happening right now, that action is continuous. So in that time we can use present continuous tense. Let's see some of the example. The boys are playing cricket now. So right now, in front of wherever I'm right now I'm speaking, and at the same time the boys are playing cricket. Okay, next, we are learning English now. So right now we all are learning English now, and I'm speaking, you are speaking, right? So we are learning English now. The action is happening right now at the time of the speaking. Let's see another use. An action that is not happening at the speaking but is in progress. Right now I'm speaking, and or any kind of person or any person is speaking, at the same time the action is not happening, but it is still in the progress, still it is continuous somehow. To describe those actions, we need present continuous tense. Now, how? Let's see with some of the example. My father is studying German nowadays. My father is studying German nowadays. So right now I'm speaking that my father is studying German nowadays. That doesn't mean that my father is just studying German. When I'm speaking right now, that means my father is not studying German right now, but in this present time, the period of the present time, he is doing these things. He is studying this German. Okay, I hope you understand. The process is still continuous. He started studying and he is still studying, right? The action is continuous. Progress. I am studying in Aspire Public School. I am studying in Aspire Public School. So right now you are not in Aspire Public School. Right now you are not studying in Aspire Public School. Right now you might be at home watching this video, but still you are studying in Aspire Public School. Still you are enjoying the vacation period of this lockdown, right? But still you are studying there. You have been studying there, and you are going to study there. So progress is there, continuous is there. Another use of this tense, an action that has been pre-arranged. That means we are talking about future, which action has been already pre-arranged to take place in the near future, right? So same thing goes with present, simple present or simple indefinite tense also. Okay, the same thing applies here. Look at this line. The wedding is going to take place on Sunday. The wedding is going to take place on Sunday. Now, wherever we don't remember this use, you can memorize these little tips. That is, going to structures shows the future tense, but it always comes under the category of present continuous tense because it is ing form, and before going we will use is, am, are. Right, so the wedding is going to take place on Sunday. We are talking about future, that in the future on Sunday the wedding will happen, the wedding will take place. Okay, so we are talking about future, but we have used present. We can also use present continuous tense. Next, I am going to attend the class tomorrow. We are talking about tomorrow, right? And still we can use present continuous tense verb form. Next, use persistent and undesirable habit. Persistent and undesirable habit, especially with the adverb like always, continually, constantly. So that kind of adverb, wherever you will find this kind of adverb, and you will find this persistent or undesirable habit, in those circumstances we can use present continuous tense. For example, you are always running me down. You are always running me down. So always is used here, right? It is undesirable habit of someone that he or she or running this speaker down. He is constantly moving his head. He is constantly moving his head. Now constantly is used here, right? So it shows the persistent or undesirable habit. Now negative sentence structure, the same thing. Now one thing we don't require to recall this supporting verb or helping verbs to frame negative or interrogative, like simple present. Here we have already to be form, so after to be form we will just put not, and the remaining stuff will remain there only. Okay, we don't need to think more. Just put not after this is MR. For example, Ram is surfing the internet. Ram is surfing the internet. Now is here. After is, what will we do? We will just put not, and our negative structure is on. I am watching TV. I am watching TV. After am, I am not watching TV now. You are learning tenses. After are, you are not learning tenses. Hope you are getting this structure. Now interrogative. Okay, it is not given here. Okay, in interrogative sentences you have to put this is MR at the beginning of the subject, and remaining stuff will remain same. So let's frame the interrogative sentences from the same examples. For example, Ram is surfing the internet. So our answer could be, we will put is in front of this Ram subject, right? Is Ram surfing the internet, question mark, right? Is Ram surfing the internet? Let's see the another. I am watching TV. So what will we do? We will put am I watching TV? You are learning tenses. We will put our above. Are you learning tenses, question mark. So it's quite simple and easy. Now present perfect tense. In present perfect tense, the verb form of present perfect tense is haves plus V3. V3, that means past participle. Okay, so we will use haves plus V3. Where to use has, where to use has. Have or has. Now if you find third person singular, that is he, she or it, then we will use has. Otherwise, with the rest of the subject we will use have. Now sentence structure is the same. In place of verb, SVO, right? SVO. In place of verb, what will we put? The verb form of this present perfect, that is have plus V3. The rest of the thing will remain same. Let's see some of the usages of this tense. To express an action that has recently been completed. So just now the action is been completed. Recently that action has been completed. In though, to describe those action, we can use present perfect tense. Let's see some of the example. She has just taken tea. She has just taken tea. So right now that action was just completed, just recently. I have purchased a book. So recently I have purchased a book, right? He has come now. So just recently he has come, not for long ago, right? Just recently. To describe an action whose time is not given. Now if recently some action is being done, then we can go for present perfect. But if the time is not given of an action, then also we can use present perfect. For example, have you done MSc in maths? Have you done MSc in maths? That means someone is asking, and when you have done, if you have done or not, that is the question mark yet. But when you have done MSc or not, that is even time period is not given here. So in that condition also. Let's see another example. Have you read Shakespeare? So that means have you ever read Shakespeare ever in your life, right? 10 years, 9 years, right now, up from your born up till now. So time period is not given here, right? So in those circumstances we can go for present perfect tense. Next, to describe past event whose effect still exists. To describe past event whose effect is still exists. So in the past some action has already completed, but the effect of that action is still currently exists, so we can still feel that effect, right? For example, I have finished my work. I have finished my work and now I'm free. So why I have finished my work? Because I wanted to free later on. So the after, and even I have finished the work, so action is already being done in the past. Now effect is that I have completed the work, and that is the only reason that right now I'm free. So its effect is still exist. Let's see another use, that is to describe action that started in the past. The action that started in the past and are continuing till now and possibly will continue into the future also. It's like future perfect also, na? Okay, let's see. I have already used this brand of soap. I have already used this brand of soap. That means I have already used this soap and I am continuously using this soap, and maybe in future I will also use that kind of soap. So we are talking about that action which has already started in the past, continues in the present, and maybe possibly we will also continue in the future as well. Let's see another example. I have lived in Mumbai for 10 years. So that means for 10 years I have been living in Mumbai. Means in the past 10 years I was there in the Mumbai. I am currently living in Mumbai, and possibly I will live in Mumbai for more years. Maybe lifetime. Okay. The next use, to express future perfect. To express future perfect when such words as when, before, as soon as, till, and after are used before it. So wherever you will find these kinds of words, conjunctions, then to express future perfect you can go for present perfect tense. Now how? Let's see with the example. I will I will attend to this business as soon as I have finished my later. So to express future perfect, I will attend to this business as soon as I have finished my work. So we are talking about future, right? And with the word is given as soon as. So wherever you will find, you can use present perfect tense. To show a past situation which is related to present. To show a past situation which is related to present. In those circumstances also we can go for present perfect. I have done my homework, so I can help you with yours now. Past situation is that I have done my homework, and it is still related to the present. It's like the earlier use, that is yes, to describe past events whose effects still exist, and here which we can relate it to the present also. Then also I have done my homework, so I can help you. So it is related to our present, that I have done something in the past recently, and we can relate it to the present. Okay, for negative, same things as in simple present continuous. After to be form we have put not. Here we will put not just after have or has, and the remaining stuff will remain same. Let's see some of the examples. She has gone to the market. Now it is the affirmative sentence. She has gone to the market. Use of present perfect. Now after has we will put not. I have shortened it. She hasn't gone to the market. You can also write the full form, that is she has not gone to the market. Next example, the train has gone. The train has not gone. I have called him. I haven't called him. She has came. She hasn't came. Right? Like that. Interrogative sentences. Now, to form interrogative in present continuous, what we have done, we have put this ism are at the beginning. Here we will put have has at the beginning, and at the end we will put the question mark, which I have forgotten here. Anyways, let's see the example. She has gone to the market. We will put this has at the beginning. Remaining stuff will remain same. Has she gone to the market? Question mark. The train has gone. Again, we will put has in the beginning. Has the train gone? Question mark. I have called him. Have we will put in the beginning. Have I called him? Question mark. Present perfect continuous tense. Next tense. Okay, now look at this title of this tense. Present is there. Perfect, that means the recently action has been done and still it is continuous. Okay, present, in present the action is completed and still it is continuous. That kind of tense we are talking about. So the basically verb form is have, has, because it is perfect, but because it is present, so have has is the present formation. Perfect, that means been, and continuous we will use V4, that is ing form. For present we will use have has, for perfect we will use been, continuous we will use V4. It is very it is a key. If you don't remember the sequences of this verb form, then you can use these things. For present, have has, perfect, been, continuous, that will always V4. Okay, let's see the sentence structure. Same sentence structure is there as we are. In the place of verb we will put this have has plus been plus V4. The sentence structure is bit long. Anyways, let's see the usages of it. To describe an action that begin in the past and still continuing, that is what present perfect is. To describe an actions in the past, we are describing action in the past which is still continuous, which is still continuing. To describe those actions we require present perfect tense. For example, they have been staying in village for a long time. They have been staying in the village for a long time. So this sentence clearly means that they have started living in the village in the past and they are still living. The action is still continuing. They are still staying in that village, and that is even for a long period of time. Okay. Another example. I have been studying in the same school since 2015. So, this sentence clearly means that I was studying in the same school for the past, that is even since 2015, and this action is still continuing. I am still studying in the same school, right? So action is even in the progress and it started somewhere in the past, and where it started since 2015. Now in transformation of sentences we learn these for and since. Again we'll revise this. Since, that means when we can use since to describe point of time. For example, since 2015, since February 2019, since 23rd March 2019, since my childhood, since my last birthday, since last Diwali. So we are talking about perfect a point of time where the action has been started, and for that describes a period of time. So it doesn't describe the point of time. How? Let's see. Look at this, for a long time. Okay, the period of time is given for 2 months. Okay, for 2 weeks, for 60 minutes, for 2 hours. Right. Next, use to express an action already completed. To express an action which is already completed but whose effect is still continuing. Here what happened, that action took place in the past and still continue, and the same thing which is completed and its effect is also still continuing, then also we can go for present perfect continuous tense. Let's see the example. I have been running around for the job all day and I'm tired now. That means I have started to get the job, and I've been working very hard to get a job, and for a whole day. So that means the speaker has visited many companies, where institution where he wants to apply for a job, and he was running around for the job, and the whole day he or she works for it, and now the speaker is tired. So the effect of this past action is still continuing. The whole day he worked very hard work, and that's the reason the effect is given there. Now let's see how to frame negative sentences. The same thing is going to apply here, like present perfect tense. After have has we will put not, and then remaining stuff will remain same. Now one thing, just you keep it in your mind that don't write not after been. Many students used to do the same mistake. Don't do that. After have as, or wherever you are going to put not, just use any kind of one helping verb or one supporting verb or one model auxiliary. After that we will put not, and whichever the remaining helping verbs or supporting verb, whatever is there, we will put the next to after not. Okay, in any tense. Okay, let's see. Arpit has been sleeping since 6 o'clock. What will we put after have or has? We will just put not. Look at this answer. Arpit has, sorry. Here we will put Arpit has not been sleeping since 6 o'clock. Same thing, right? I have been going to music class for 2 months. I have not been. After have not. They have not been living in Surat for a long time. Very easy. Interrogative sentences will do the same thing. We will put this have or has at the beginning, then we will put the subject, and after subject whichever verb or any kind of to be form or any construction is remaining, supporting verb, we will put here. Been is there. Been is the to be form, V3 form of the to be. V3 form of the to be, it is been. Okay, then we will put our V4, that is ing form, our object and other words, and we'll also put the question mark because we are talking about interrogative sentences. Let's see. Arpit has been sleeping since 6 o'clock. Now what will we do? We will just put has in the beginning. We will capitalize H. Has Arpit been sleeping since 6 o'clock? Look at this, right? I have been going to music class for 2 months. We will put have. Have I been going to music class for 2 months? They have been living in Surat for a long time. Have will put here. Have they been living in Surat for a long time? I hope you understand, guys. So here we will complete this present tense, the 4 category of present tense, that is simple, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous tense. Hope you memorize the. Hope you revise the tenses. Thank you very much.